So hello, I am Penny Lee, the program manager of the AKC GoodDog Helpline, and I would like to welcome you to our webinar on teaching your dog not to jump up on you, our guest. So today we will be discussing a number of topics related to teaching this. That includes teaching polite greetings, how to respond when your dog does jump up, other behaviors, and how exercise can benefit your dog in many ways on behavior, as well as telling you more about our GoodDog Helpline service. So just to let you know a little bit about the program that is bringing this to you today, the AKC GoodDog Helpline is a telephone support service staffed 7 days a week by professional dog trainers. When you enroll, you receive a toll-free number. You can call our trainers any day of the week, and you can ask them questions about training your dog or puppy, as well as behavioral issues like, why does my dog do that? Our trainers only use positive reinforcement methods. There's no limit on calls or questions. And you will receive more information following this webinar about the GoodDog Helpline, other services we provide, and how to enroll. So teaching polite greetings. So why should you teach polite greetings? Now, I would like to start off by saying this is a personal choice. Some people really enjoy having their dog jump on them. It doesn't bother them. They enjoy it. It's something that they enjoy. They like their dog to jump up. And if that is the case, it is certainly your choice as to whether you want to teach your dog not to jump up. If you go this route, then you would need to forewarn people who may not enjoy this. So if you choose that, I don't mind, I'm going to let my dog jump up. When you have guests or you have strangers approach, you want to see your dog, you need to forewarn them by saying, my dog will jump on you. So if you don't enjoy that, you need to not pet or greet my dog. However, there are many reasons to teach polite greetings, and that includes that you have a large dog, even a medium-sized dog, can be so enthusiastic when they jump that they can literally knock you over or knock over small children, elderly people, so it could be, a danger, a safety hazard. In addition, your dog cannot tell the difference between when you have on your best clothes, your work clothes, as opposed to your just hang around the house clothes. So, you may choose to teach your dog not to jump up because you don't want to get your clothes messed up or paw prints on your best shirt or pants. And again, many people don't enjoy being jumped on. So if you live in a neighborhood where you have lots of guests, children coming over, or you like to go to the park and chat with people, it certainly is a pleasure to have a dog that knows how to do something else to greet someone other than jumping on them. So jumping on people. So why do dogs do this? Almost all dogs do this when they see someone, at least social dogs. Now, if you have a shy dog, then they may not jump at all. But if you have a dog that's very social, which most dogs are, they will jump up. Well, the reason they do it, of course, is they're excited and they want to get near your face. So dogs are trying to get near your face, to see you, to give you a kiss. And usually for most dogs, unless you have a giant breed dog that can just stand up and put its feet on your shoulders, they jump up in an effort to get to you. They want to get your attention. So it is a friendly gesture. No matter how much it annoys us, I think you should always realize that the dog is only doing this because they love you or because they love other people. So for that reason, it is important to not be harsh or negative towards your dog, which can be a gesture that can really confuse them because they're thinking, wow, I'm just trying to be friendly. And then all of a sudden, when I'm friendly, people are upset with me. There are many other good ways to do this. We do not recommend putting a knee in the chest. We don't recommend pushing them down, yelling no, stepping on their hind feet. I've seen and heard all the negative methods. Not only can it be confusing and disappointing for your dog, but it also can backfire, because sometimes they're like, oh gosh, I was just trying to be friendly. Let me show you. I'm just trying to be friendly. And they can even jump more in response to those type things. The other thing that is important to remember is human greetings matter too. And by that, I mean that if you have a dog that loves to jump up, you need to be especially calm, and you need to encourage people who greet your dog to be very calm, because when people see dogs, they get excited, they get a high-pitched voice, they squeal, then that just makes the dog all the more excited and all the more likely to jump. So remember that the way you greet a dog will help keep them calmer, and result in. So how to respond to jumping? So it the best method, in my opinion, and I think in most dog trainers, is that the dog gets no attention till the jumping ceases. So the dog learns that until I have 4 feet on the floor, no one gives me attention, because that's what they want. They're trying to figure out how to get your attention. And sometimes even negative attention is good attention. They're like children. So when the dog jumps up, a good thing to do is to just do not look at them. Cross your arms against your body so they can't grab your hands or your arms, because that sometimes that's fun for dogs, as you know. And just go still. If needed, you might even turn your back on them, and you just stay still until that dog ceases jumping. When they do, all of a sudden you turn on the charm and you're like, oh, wow, good dog. If you have treats in your pocket, even better, you can give them some treats. And the dog will suddenly thinks, oh, wow, well, that was like magic. Now, it's not like this happens overnight, especially if your dog has a precedent of jumping a lot. But if you do this consistently, the dog will start realizing what gets them the attention and what doesn't. If a real good routine to get into is, you ignore them, they quit jumping, then you go to give them attention. If they start jumping again, you go back to your tree or turn your back, no attention. If they start jumping again, something else that you can do is just leave the room. Ordinarily, I tell people not to leave puppies alone particularly, but in this case, just if possible, you could just leave the room. Go shut a door, leave the room, leave them by themselves for just a few seconds. That's a big signal to a dog that, wow, not only did I not get any attention, they left me. Come back. If all 4 are on the floor, you give them attention. If the dog is really in such a state that they can't quit jumping, you might even consider, after you've done this routine 3 or 4 times, you may consider giving them a timeout in their crate, let them calm down a little bit, and then bring them back out. And by that, I don't mean anything negative. I just walk them calmly, non-emotionally, put them in their crate, leave them alone, come back, let them out, and try again. So another great thing to do, and this can be done in conjunction with the no attention routine, is teaching another behavior. So, give the dog, sometimes just 4 on the floor is really too general, too broad for a dog. In addition to if a dog is in a sit or a down or doing another behavior, they can't be jumping. So teach them to do something else. And you can even teach several different things and mix it up, which makes it more interesting for the dog. But in conjunction with the no attention, you go to no attention, the dog has 4 on the floor, and then tell them sit or down. Reward, lots of attention. Another thing you can do is tell them to go get a toy. Toss the toy. If you're going to get a toy and playing with a toy, you're not really thinking about, if you have a toy-oriented dog, They're not really thinking about jumping because they're thinking about playing with that toy. Or stay on a mat or raised surface. I'm a big fan of teaching a dog go to place or go to mat, go to bed. You can you can really go to akc.org, put that in our search engine. We have articles on how to teach that. But if the dog learns that I get attention by going and getting on a low table, a low surface, or even my bed, that's even better. And that's a great tool to have when guests come over as well. So visitors, what do you do when visitors arrive? So these routines, the ignoring, the teaching another behavior, is really easy with you and your family members. And I might mention that all family members need to be in on this plan, by the way. Children particularly can sabotage your jumping up training. So everybody needs to be on board if we are going to teach the dog the same thing and react the same way when our dog jumps up. But when you have visitors and guests, it can be a lot more complicated. For one thing, you need to greet and visit with your guest. So my recommendations are several. One is you may just choose not to deal with it. If your dog is in the early stages and they're jumping up a lot still, then just use management tools. Put them in their crate, or put them in your outdoor safe fenced-in yard, and just don't have them greet visitors. Just don't make it an issue. Particularly if you have guests who don't really do well with reinforcing your rules or are very exciting to the dog. Another thing is to put your dog on a leash. Manage the situation. Again, if your dog is on a leash and you have treats, you are able to manage this and work on the behavior. And when the guests arrive, you can just tell them, or even tell them before they get there, say, I'm going to be working on this with my dog. Do you mind helping me? Give them a treat. Tell your dog to sit, and then have them say, tell my dog to sit, and give them a treat when they sit. And if the dog starts to jump up, the guest should turn their back and walk away. So again, the dog is now learning, even with somebody outside the family, if I jump up, they turn and go away. I get no attention. But it is very important to manage that situation, because if you have a big group of exciting people come in and they're allowing the dog to jump all over them, then that's a real setback in your training for jumping up. So blocking the jump. So this is another method that you can use, and it's probably not going to be that little chihuahua that you need to do this with, although it's a very cute picture. This is usually for very, really hardcore cases. The dog is so enthused and excited that the ignoring doesn't work. They can't really focus on another behavior because they are so excited. So this blocking the jump, body blocking is what it's called, is a way of getting into your dog's space, because dogs don't really like that so much, just like we don't like it. So when the dog jumps up, they're getting into our space. When we body block, we're going to get into their space. So what you do is you have to time this right. When the dog starts to jump up, and again, you want to fold your arms so the dog can't grab your arms or hands. As the dog jumps up, you're going to carefully but firmly just step into their space. This is not an exercise in trying to knock the dog over, be rough. All you're doing is just stepping into their space as they jump up. And if needed, you just keep stepping into their space if they keep jumping up. And the dogs don't like that. What usually happens is they back up, which gives you a chance to say, good dog. And oftentimes they'll sit as they back up, which gives you a great opportunity to say, good dog, and reward and give attention. So this is something that I recommend you try. The ignoring behavior first, and always teaching another behavior. Even with blocking the jump, you would be teaching another behavior, because when they do have 4 on the floor, as you move into their space, you would be telling them, again, you might tell them to sit or down or do something else, even a trick, spin, shake hands. You can't be jumping up if you're shaking hands. I love teaching tricks. It's great for children to teach tricks. But this is another tool that you can use. And especially for those cases where the other methods just aren't working. Okay, the importance of exercise. So the reason I bring this up is, you know, dogs that are very high energy, keyed up, high drive, tend to be dogs that jump a lot and jump hardcore and enthusiastically. The more exercise your dog gets, within reason, because if they're puppies, you do have to make sure they're not getting over exercise, but all dogs need exercise. And it is really true that a tired dog is a well-behaved dog. So do make sure your dog's getting plenty of exercise. When you get home and your dog's really keyed up and jumping like crazy, in addition to ignoring them, a good thing to do would be take them out in the backyard and play ball or disc, or take them on a good walk or jog, because just putting all that enthusiasm into a task, into a game, into exercise can really release you know, all that need to jump up and down. So basically, just make sure always your dog gets the plenty of exercise, which is appropriate for their age and their breed. Another thing I wanted to mention, and I forgot when I was on the visitor slide, is another thing you can do to prepare for guests is to practice that you are a guest. If you have a doorbell or people knock on your door, I think everybody knows that that is a real trigger for dogs. Dogs charge the door, they bark, they get excited, and as soon as the door opens, they start jumping on whoever comes through because it's exciting. Guests are exciting. If you have a social dog, guests are exciting. They can't wait to greet them, and that's the way they greet them. So do some exercises where you come outside, you ring the doorbell, you come in, and then if your dog is jumping, you ignore them, give them their other behavior, or you body block and give them their other behavior. Also, enlist the help of some friends. And neighbor kids are great for this because they love to do things like this, but get some help of some friends. Say, we're going to do a training exercise. Please come to my house, ring the bell, and when I come to the door, I'm going to have my dog on a leash, and I'm going to have them sit, and you can't pet them or interact with them till they're sitting. So this is a great game to play to prepare for the arrival of guests. And again, as I said, that's a trigger point for dogs. When they hear someone coming to the door, as you know, excitement starts building. So that, I thank you for joining us. That is a short overview of things that you can do for dogs that like to jump up to greet people. I would also like to mention that this is important at all ages. If you have decided, and you should decide this before you get your puppy, or if you just got a puppy, you should decide what the rules of your household are. Because a lot of times we allow puppies to jump up for a long time while they're little because they're cute. They're cute and they're little, and it's really not a big deal. But if that puppy is going to grow into be a 50-pound plus dog, then we start getting annoyed as they get big, and the puppy, the dog, or the young dog's very confused because they were allowed to jump up the whole time they were a puppy. So this should start from day one, or if you have a puppy now and you've been allowing them to jump, change the rules, make sure everyone's make it consistent, because dogs see things very black and white. It's hard for them to understand that I can jump on you when you have on old clothes, or I can jump on you, but I can't jump on visitors. It's really easier to teach them not to jump on everyone. Now, you could teach them a command to jump up. So if sometimes I like my dog to jump up, then I think the important thing is to put it on a command. Hey, jump up. But it's on a command, and then you can say a release that means that's over. But that would only be if you really like them to jump on you, but don't want them to jump on other people. But anyhow, thank you very much for joining us. And if you liked what you heard today and you would like to get more help from the Good Dog Helpline team, we would really encourage you to sign up for one of our video consultations. These last for 20 minutes, and you can be one-on-one, face-to-face with one of our professional dog trainers. You can ask them about jumping up. You can ask them about any topic that may be of issue with you and your dog. It's one-on-one, and it's you know, a chance to really get individualized advice. In addition, you may also consider enrolling in the GoodDog Helpline, which you would have service available 7 days a week. So 12 hours a day, Monday through Friday, and 6 hours a day, Saturday and Sunday. And there is the link right there if you are interested in checking out the video chats and signing up for one. And thank you very much. We look forward to helping you with all your training needs in the future.